This may be the biggest thing to happen to professional photography editing since Photoshop itself. What's going on, guys? I am Michael Anthony, and today I am going to take you through a tour of some incredible editing software, something that I've been using in my business for the last 4 months. And it has changed the game, not only in the quality of product that we're delivering, but also in our business itself, which I'm going to talk to you about in a little bit. Now, of course, I am talking about Evoto-AI. If you haven't heard of Evoto-AI, Evoto-AI is an editing software, or more specifically, it's a retouching software that can help handle the loads of heavy retouching for a variety of images, which makes it very, very useful for professional wedding photographers or portrait photographers, or anybody who has to retouch, not edit, has to retouch a handful of images or a significant amount of images in a short period of time. Now, make no mistake about it, there have been tools that have existed to do this for a very long time, but none of them have been quite as robust. None of them have had the batch editing capabilities. None of them have been able to do it in the speed of Evoto, and none of them have been able to bring in features such as things like body contouring or liquify that can be applied to a number of images at a single given time, that can help cut the retouching time off of our client deliverables by a significant margin. So I've been using this software in my business, like I mentioned, for the last 4 months. And this software itself doesn't come without its controversies, like most groundbreaking and innovative software do. Most notably with this specific software itself is the pricing model. But if you guys stick around to the end of this video, I'm actually going to show you how we utilize this in our business and how it costs us nothing, despite them having a pay per image model as opposed to a pay per month model. But what I want to do before we do that is I want to take you through a tour of the software. I want to show you how it works, and I want to show you how we use it in our own business to be able to deliver high quality retouched images to our clients without having to go through and hand edit or pay a expensive retoucher thousands of dollars a year in order to make sure that our clients are getting the best quality images possible. So let's go ahead and jump into the computer. We're gonna go ahead and show you how to use this software from top to bottom. All right, guys, so here we are in the Evoto-AI interface. Now, this software can do a lot of things. It can do color correction. It can also do retouching. It can also do things like background swaps for things like headshots and sky replacement, even for portraits. I'm going to go through all of these individually. I'm going to show you exactly how it works. I'm going to show you where this software is amazing. I'll show you where it needs a little bit of improvement, and then we'll go from there. So before we get started real quick, let me go ahead and take you through a tour of the interface. When you guys log in to the software itself, you're going to go ahead and see an interface that looks like this. And what it wants you to do is it wants you to create a project. All you have to do is click this create project button. You're going to name the project, and then you'll import your images, and it will appear in a dashboard like this. Now, keep in mind, this software can edit not only JPEGs, but it can also edit RAW photos and TIFF files like I'm going to be working on today. Now, you can color correct in this platform. I still prefer to color correct my images in Lightroom just because that is my workflow. It allows me to do things like keyword and organize my files in a very, very intricate manner that I've been doing for many, many years. So my particular workflow, the way that I use this software is I do the color correction in Lightroom, and if it's a normal job, I will export to JPEG and then import the images here. Now, if it's a job that needs a little bit more robust retouching, a little more color sensitive work, then I export the TIFF files and I work directly on TIFFs, which is what we're going to be doing today. Now, if you go up here to the left side of the software, you'll see this area right here, which has your presets. Now, the recommended presets, these are all created by Evoto, and they're pretty good. They're pretty spot on. In fact, we use the Wedding 1 preset as a base for our wedding preset that we offer to our clients. And again, stick to the end of the video. I'm going to show you guys how we integrate this into our business. The other sections here are sections that you can create. So you can create your own, like I have one for portraits, I have one for boudoir, and so on and so forth. But for the most part, these recommended presets are pretty good. I mean, if you're first diving into this software for the first time, you can probably start with these and you'll probably be okay for a while, right? You probably don't need to create your own presets, or at least you could start with these and then create your own presets based on these, okay? Now, on the left-hand side, you'll see all the way over here, you have 4 different palettes. This first one right here, this is your color correction palette. This will allow you to do the same stuff that you can do in Lightroom. And in addition to that, you have things like filters that you can use in order to add interesting effects to your photos. And we'll experiment with this in just a little bit. You also have your basic panel right here, which is gonna have your things like your temperature control, your exposure, curves, HSL, color grading. This should all look familiar if you've been a professional photographer for a little while. If you're watching this video, you've probably seen these things in Lightroom and Camera Raw, right? But they're all here as well. You can do it all directly in the software itself. And I'll give you a couple use cases for that. So let's just say you are editing headshots for a client, which this software excels at, right? So you can come through here, color correct the raw files directly. It's not really, if you're only editing 10, 15 images, you may not need to go into Lightroom and convert them to JPEG. You could probably just edit the raw files directly here. That's a really good use case scenario. For weddings, for portrait shoots, I still like to do it in Lightroom, like I mentioned, but then bring it into the software over here to do all of the final retouching and the final looks. Now, next here, this panel right here is where you're going to spend the majority of your time. This specific panel will allow you to do all of your retouching, which we're going to go over in depth here in a second. But I don't want to spend too much time on this right now because I want to show you the rest of the stuff first. This next panel over here allows you to do your background adjustments. So you can do things like clean a solid backdrop, which I'll show you how that works. It works excellent. Color banding removal. If you ever run into some color banding issues, this is a really great tool to get rid of some of that. Background enhancement, this allows you to add a little contrast and color to the backdrop. Not something that I particularly use in my own images that much, but it is there for you if that's something that you want. The headshot backdrop changer, this is great. I can tell you guys, we photograph professional headshots. We use the exact same lighting setup over and over and over again. But even though that's the case, no matter what, from day to day, from week to week, to month, working from the same exact company, those images are never going to match exact. So we always have to spend a lot of time adjusting the background from shoot to shoot to make it look like the last shoot you did so that the branding is consistent. This headshot backdrop changer allows you to change the backdrop to utilize a variety of different colors and make sure everything is consistent. So now for us, in our own specific look, we'll do the white one, the gray one, the black one. We give our client the choice and it works excellent. And our clients have not complained about it yet. Sky replacement. So this allows you to replace skies very similar to how you can do in Photoshop and in tools like Skylum Luminar. But I found that when you're combining this with the retouching tools, it just makes more sense to do it here in the software. So we'll do a couple of images at the end of this tutorial and I'll show you guys how we use a sky replacement or how you can use a sky replacement if that's something that you want to do. But for right now, let's go ahead and work a little bit on the retouching panel because I know that that's what you are probably the most interested in. So if we go to an image, let's say, let's find a good portrait, something like this right here, right? I'm going to zoom in on the face because this is where we're going to be spending the majority of our time. So if we look right here, this image is unretouched. It's had a little bit of color correction, but we still have to work on the skin, the eyes. We have to go ahead and unify some of the color tones on the skin and maybe make some adjustments to her makeup as well. So let's go ahead and start with that. I'm gonna go here to my portrait retouching panel, and then you can see freckles and acne. Now she doesn't have a lot of that. She's obviously a model here. She's got great skin, but we can pull this up. I usually keep it around 100. And you can see just that alone, that makes a huge difference in your portraits. It does not get rid of the texture, which is really important because the tools that we've had up until this point will usually nuke the entire texture in the skin. Now, for many of you watching this video who like a more natural look, that might be all you need to do, right? That might be it. And it takes away a lot of the manual work that you'll spend with a healing brush, brushing this out of each individual image. Now, moving in here, you have things like body blemish, which essentially will do the same thing on the subject's body. So you could see, I bring that up to 100 as well. You could see before, if I zoom in right here, these little areas where you have a little bit of blemishes, just takes them all out. Now you'll notice here the Evoto watermark, right? That will be there until you export the images. When you export the photos, that will be removed. So just keep that in mind as we're editing this today. Okay, moving down here real quick, you have a couple of other things that you can do. Oily face, fixing the oily face. Now this says it's in beta, but it works pretty darn good. I use this all the time. We shoot in California in the summertime. It gets super hot. Our clients sometimes will get oily skin, and this works really well. Now she didn't have oily skin. I'm not gonna really need it, but I might be able to get a little bit. You can see right here in these areas where there's normal shine. This will actually just remove that. It kind of just mattifies the skin, but we're not gonna use that on this specific image right here, okay? You have things like eye wrinkles. Again, this particular client doesn't really have a lot of those, but you could see a little bit underneath the skin. And if you wanted to, or underneath the eyes, if you wanted to get rid of those, that's something that you can do. Forehead wrinkles, that's something that's there as well too. Dark circles, nobody likes that. Obviously, we want to remove some of that as well too. Now, smile lines. Now, some of our clients, we get, and some of us, all of us actually, at some point, we tend to get lines right here, right? The smile lines could remove those almost completely. I know that if I'm editing my own images, I like to do a little bit of that, right? A little slider action right there, and it makes me like the way that I look in my photos. And I can tell you, it's a very common retouching request that we get from our clients as well too. Now, neck wrinkles. If you've ever had a client where you're posing them from behind like this, and you turn their face, it's not uncommon to get some wrinkles in the neck. This neck wrinkles slider right here will generally reduce that. Now, we don't have those here. We'll see if we can find them in another image. In the double chin removal, we'll add a shadow underneath their chin or increase the shadow that's already there. And then it will also, from a side profile, it will remove the double chin if there is any hint of that, right? So we don't need a lot of that. You can see, before I even get into the skin retouching, like this makes a huge difference before and after, right? Now, moving on to skin retouching here. Smoothing the face skin. This is traditional dodging and burning, right? If you were to take an image into Photoshop, create 2 curves adjustment layers, turn it to black and white, turn up the contrast, and start working away to reduce that contrast, that is essentially what this tool will do by turning this thing all the way up. Now, you can go too far with this, like most editing tools, right? Obviously, you don't want to turn it up to 11. You could if you want to, but I don't recommend it. But by turning this up right here, you can go ahead and start smoothing the skin while maintaining the texture. So I'm going to zoom in here because it is very subtle, even at like the 60 settings. But you can see here, if I get rid of that and I go all the way to 100 here, what it does, right? It just blends these tones together, right? Think about like frequency separation. And if you were to do the frequency separation on the color layer, you start blending those colors together. That's really what this is doing for you. Now, if you go down here to face skin smoothing, this is, your traditional skin smoothing where they blur the skin and the texture on the face. Don't recommend it, but you could do that if that's what you want to do. Sometimes on kids, this technique looks really good. It depends on your style of photography, right? Everybody has their own style. In the comments, I'm sure there are going to be a ton of interesting comments about what makes, for responsible retouching and what doesn't. I'm going to let you guys hash all that out. I know what I do for my own clients, and that's basically whatever they want us to do. And I'm sure many of you have your own preferences on how you guys handle that. Down here to body skin smoothing. Now, if we look at things like the arm, now most traditional retouching softwares, right? They will either apply the frequency separation techniques to anything that kind of resembles a skin tone, like a backdrop right here, for instance, right? You can see it how when I'm doing this, I'm pushing before and after right now. It does not affect my background like previous softwares did, which is a major problem for things like wedding photos, right? But now it will not do that. Now, when we get into like body skin smoothing, that's another thing that some of those softwares would never do properly. But if I go ahead and slide this up a little bit, you can see now it starts smoothing out the skin on the hands, on the arms, and so on and so forth. Now, that's pretty self-explanatory what that does. I'm gonna show you a couple feature shit that I really, really like, right? The rosy complexion feature, this really just kind of adds a little bit of redness to the skin. You may or may not, if you're a Canon shooter, you probably don't need any of this, right? If you're a Sony shooter, you probably don't need any of this. But for me, I shoot with Fuji cameras for the most part. This actually was shot with Canon, but you could see a little bit right here. If I add a touch of it, it just adds a little bit of magenta and pink to the skin, which again, depending on your style, your editing, whatever it may be, that could be something that you want to do. I usually, if I do use it, it's like 10, 15, don't use it that often though. Unify body complexion. I've been to many, many image competitions over the year. And one of the things that many photographers get dinged for by the judges is where the body, the color on the skin and the body doesn't match the skin on the face. And that makes sense, right? Clients will wear makeup, or maybe the light is not hitting them as much on the body as it does in the face, and that changes the color of the skin. This kind of, for the most part, will actually alleviate that, right? So you guys can see here, as I slide this up, it will actually make the skin on the body match the color of the skin on the face. This is a really, really, really powerful feature, and it works excellent. Now, you can adjust the skin color. We've all had those clients that are like, can you make me look more tan? And before, what we were doing is we were brushing in temperature on their skin, which is not the prettiest way to do it. And it's also not the most time efficient way to do it. But you can do this right here. You can adjust the skin. You can go with a more faint complexion. You can go with a darker complexion. It's completely up to you how much of this you want to do. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't ever mess with this when I'm working with clients. For models like this, maybe on occasion we might do it, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep this off because I just like the natural skin tones. I like the way that looks. Now, skin retouching is great, and most retouching software has always focused on skin retouching, but this software can also do things like facial reshaping and body reshaping, and we can actually apply that to a variety of images at any given time. Super cool feature. Listen, I'm not a fan of like body reshaping for your clients, but we all have clients that want us to do that for them. And in the past, we had to charge them a significant amount of money to go in and do the body reshaping on, a handful of images, right? Because we're either sending them out to editors if you're like me, or you're sitting there and doing it yourself, and it's expensive and it takes a lot of time to do. But with these tools right here, you can add just a little bit for your client, or more if they want it, right? And you can batch apply it to all of your images. It is very powerful. Now, I don't recommend doing this on things like wedding pictures or anywhere where you have a background that can get kind of weird shapes going on. While this software does a pretty good job of avoiding that, so if you're gonna do it, by the way, do very, very light. In general, we want to not have to go in and make those fixes. Now, I'll tell you how I handle that with my clients at the end when we talk about the business side of this in a little bit. Going through here now, facial reshaping. Now, not something that you necessarily want to do, right? But if you wanted to do it, if your clients were asking for it, things like making the face a little bit smaller, right? You can adjust the sides of the face. You can bring those in a little bit. You can adjust the width of the face if that's something that you want to do right there. You can adjust the chin height, the hairline, all of the things that we used to have to do manually in Photoshop. You can actually do now using this software, using sliders. Teeth touch-up, that is pretty self-explanatory. You can whiten teeth with this. It's got a pretty teeth feature. Unless you're shooting like a campaign and maybe like this is an issue and they want this, I don't use this for my clients. You're obviously going to be changing the way that they look. For fun, I'll show you how to do it if we can find a picture with some teeth a little bit, but not recommended because it changes the way that everybody looks, right? But it can do it, and it's pretty cool. Going down here to eyes, right? Now, if you look at the brightness here, I'm going to zoom in on her eyes for a second. She's got bright blue eyes, so we're not going to need a lot of this, but if we add a little bit here, you can see it's very, very subtle in the way that it brightens up the eyes. It's actually not much at all. You can turn this up to 100 and it's going to be very, very, very subtle, not a significant amount. Now, let's talk about some of the other features here. First of all, the makeup, right? Now, makeup, they have some preset makeups that they have already applied. For me, with my clients, guys, if my clients are going and they're paying for hair and makeup, I'm not changing that. I'm just telling you right now. But if you're working with a model, let's just say the model did her own makeup and you want it to match a little bit more, you can make some adjustments if you want. So if we go through here, you can see the makeup presets that are here. Obviously, some of these are going to be too much. I'm going to just turn them down a little bit. But as we go through, something like this right here, not terrible, like for this look. If I turn it down a little bit, you can kind of see before and after. I'm going to bring this down quite a bit more. And then you have a couple more that they just added recently. Now, again, for me, guys, like when we have a model, we usually have them do hair and makeup, and we don't really want to change that much, but it is something you can do. Let's just say the client didn't like their makeup, right? That happens from time to time. We know that if we're wedding photographers, right? Well, this is something that you can do to make adjustments. Now, keep in mind here, these are presets. You can also do manual adjustments here. Like you could change the shape of the eyebrows, the eyeshadow, the eyelashes. You can add different eyelashes if that's something that you want to do. You could change the color of the eyes utilizing contacts. Let's say we want to go with green eyes. That's something that we can do right here, or teal eyes right here, brown eyes. Like these are all things that you can do utilizing the built-in lenses here. lastly, what I want to do is I want to talk about the full body reshaping. Now, this is something, guys, I got to be honest with you. I hate doing this. And I never do it to my clients unless they ask for it, but clients do ask for it. We know that today. People are going to want this as an option. Hey, can you slim down my arms? Can you fix, my stomach, whatever it may be. And before, again, it's like we'd have to quote them. Yeah, sure, we can do that, but it's going to cost X amount of dollars because we got to do it for, 17 images or however many photos before, right? But now we can offer that as part of these upgraded edits, which is how we do it in our business. And I'll go over this in a minute. And you can utilize a couple of different ways to do this. You can utilize the AI reshaping, and you can just pull in this. And what it does, it doesn't really touch the face much, just a little bit, but it does do the arms, the body, things like that. So if your clients are saying, hey, can you just do a little bit? If they're saying in general, we want to look a little thinner, you can go ahead and pull this down. -10, -20 is good. Obviously you can go more than that, but I don't know why you would. Or if you don't want to do the AI reshaping, and by the way, AI reshaping, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it does take the background into consideration. So when we run this for, say, a wedding, whatever, if a client's asking for that, we'll use the AI reshaping, and we try to stay away from these ones because the AI reshaping will not will minimize. I don't want to say it won't altogether, but it will minimize things like distorted backdrops and lines that are going through and things like that. So just keep that in mind. Coming down here, you can adjust just the body if that's something you want to do, and you can see how it brings everything in from the sides right there. Again, very, very difficult to do manually in Photoshop, takes a lot of time. You can make the arms smaller if that's something that they want, the breast larger, the waist smaller, and the hips larger. If you're doing this on a dude, it takes away some of those options, obviously. But you can see up here how you can create individual edits for females, males, children, and even elderly people, which is really, really powerful because we don't want the same amount of skin smoothing applied to a dude as we do a bride, for instance, right? And they're not going to want that either. So it's really cool that the AI features here allow you to do that. And it doesn't require you to go in and place a bunch of pins over the face and do things like that. You can do this super quickly. The software automatically recognizes everything, right? So now that we've got our edits, and what I want to do is I just want to show you, I'm going to do -20 on this because I want to show you how this works, right? Now that we have our edits done, you can see before, after, right? We can go ahead here and we can take all of these images in this set, and all we have to do here is hit sync. And what it's going to do is going to ask us, what do you want to sync? I'm going to go ahead and hit sync right here, and it's going to go ahead and apply these edits to all of the images here. Okay. So going through here now, you can see everything that I had applied on that one photo is now going to be applied on all of the pictures. Now, if we're talking about things like body reshaping or even contour and highlights and things like that, before this software existed, and even to this day right now, I don't know of another software that will allow you to sync edits like you do in Lightroom with color correction when you're talking about retouching. So to me, extremely, extremely powerful tool to be able to use for our businesses, all right? Now, going through other types of photos real quick, let's do maybe one like this. Now, I already did the edits here. I didn't make any changes to the color, so I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna show you real quick. I just have to, let me find one of these real quick. I have to highlight this. I'm gonna hit sync again. And boom, all my edits are done right here, right? So a couple things here, because of the lighting, the way it was, you can see some smile lines. I wanna show you how we can remove some of those. So we go up here to smile lines right here. I can bring this up and you can see it just reduces those immediately, right? So that's how you go ahead and you spot edit individual photos that may need a little bit of extra help. So let's go through now. I wanna show you guys some other features, things like the background replacement and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead here to my home, and let's pick a headshot like this one right here, okay? So this is a headshot that we did, not here, I have to add it again back to the software. So I'm gonna go to my headshots right here. I think it was this one. So let's just grab one of these edited files for a second. And you can see, okay. Now if I go over here and let's just say I wanna utilize one of the presets. So I click headshots 2, that looks pretty good. Headshots number 1, headshots number 3. Let's go with number 3. Number 3 seems to have a little bit stronger editing. What I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna reduce some of the neck wrinkle a little bit. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of body skin smoothing, just a touch right here for the neck and stuff like that. And then I'm gonna bring this down, this unify the body complexion just a little bit. Okay, so that's all good. I already showed you how to do the retouching. Let's show you how the background features work. So we're gonna go over here to background adjustments, headshot background changer, and let's use black for right now. See how easy that is, right? Now you could see there's a little tiny bit up here that's not perfect, but if you're only delivering a couple of headshots here and there, coming in and spot fixing this, it's not that hard to do, right? You can also come up here. You don't even really need to, because you can come up here to your edge adjustments and you can just fix that. Boom, you're done. Okay. How powerful is that feature? Let's just say you want to do a gray backdrop. Boom, white backdrop. Okay. It's all there for you to be able to use. We use the black ones for our clients when they want, if they want that. Otherwise, you have all these other ones you could do. And I do believe you can actually upload your own backdrops too, if that's something that you want. The last thing I want to show you is how to utilize this to do sky replacement. So what we're going to have to do here, let's go to our Evoto test for a second. I'm going to add some images here. Let's find some edited photos from, say, an engagement session. Now, this is one of those features that is still kind of like in beta, still needs a little bit of work, but it's pretty darn good, right? So let's go down here. I'm just going to go ahead and add one like this right here. Got an image here, and I'll go to like wedding one, and then you can see this was like really hot day, right? So there's some oil on the skin. So we're gonna go over here, we're gonna fix the oily face, and you can see it just gets rid of all of those little things. I'm gonna go to him and do the same thing now. Fix the oily face, gets rid of all of that shine that before would take forever to do to multiple images, right? So now what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go over here to sky replacement. And by the way, guys, I know I used to do this a lot in our pictures. We do this a lot less nowadays, just because I feel like it's becoming really easy to do with software like this. And I'm kind of erring toward more of a natural look, right? As far as like composites go. So be that as it may, this is really easy to do right now. Keep in mind that, obviously, as times are changing and AI is becoming more prevalent in our work, you may want to rethink your style and decide moving forward how you want it to look. So check this out. This was sunset. It's very, very important to pick a sky that is similar to the sky that was there. Sun is setting over here, give or take. So let's go ahead and let's look through some of these and see if we can find one that works pretty good. Okay, not in love with this. I believe you can flip it. Let me just double check real quick. Yep, horizontal flip. That looks a lot better, right? Because the sun is setting over here. You could see the light direction. Let's go through a couple more real quick. So let's try this one, which has a lot more of the similar color. Not in love with it. Let's try this one. And I like this one the best so far. I'm gonna go through a couple more. Now, I don't think at this moment that you can add your own skies, which is kind of a bummer, but I'm pretty sure that is something that they're gonna add in the future. At least that would be my guess, okay? Going through here, love this one right here. Now you can see, I'm gonna use this sky right here, but we have some problems with it, right? We have a mismatch in the color and the background and the color on them. They are not warm enough to fit in this background. Same thing with the foreground here. So I'm gonna come in here for a second. I'm gonna change the scenery color by just going ahead and increasing that, right? And then I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna change the human color by just going and adding maybe 5 or 10. And what it does is it blends the color of the background into the color of them itself. Going down here, brightness, I'm just gonna darken it down a little bit right here. Cool, looks good. And then I'm going to reduce the saturation just a touch, maybe increase it. Nope, gonna reduce it a little bit. And then I'm going to cool it off just a little bit, right? The last thing you could do, again, edge adjustments. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up and down. I wanna see what it does. Don't really love what it's doing right there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it. To me, this is pretty acceptable. It's fine. There's a couple of issues on the back here, but those are the clouds that were actually there and they blend in pretty nicely. It's not terrible. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead and show you how you can apply this to multiple pictures again, same way we did before. So we added that photo. Let's do this one right now. So we're gonna add this one into the image here. Okay, you can see before we have this one, and I don't wanna deliver this image and then deliver this image. It was always a constant problem for me putting two images in an album that don't look the same, right? But we can go here now, we can click this one, highlight that, we can click sync, and then I'm gonna go ahead and hold this, let these effects apply for 1 second here, and then boom, right? Everything has been applied. You have images that sync up nicely. I can put these two photos next to each other now in an album. So there you go, guys. That is my review of Evoto-AI. But there is one more important thing that we have to talk about, and that is the pricing model of this software. Most software is a subscription. You pay $50, $60 a month, whatever. But you're seeing more and more now in the AI space specifically, these software companies are charging you per image. And there's a good reason for that, right? These softwares require constant updates. Updates require people to build in new code and create new features and constantly improve. Okay, if you're just doing a monthly subscription, I guess you can do that. But then there's a lot of photographers out there that don't necessarily do a lot of editing in a month, and they maybe not want to pay that entire subscription. Then there's people like me that a subscription would make a lot of sense for, right? Because we do a lot of volume of images. But that is not the business model that Evoto has. Evoto charges per image, and the price today and the price when you watch this video, whether it's in a month from now or a year from now, it's probably gonna be different. These things tend to go up over time, and that's completely understood and normal, right? So rather than like taking an entire wedding, say 800 images, and integrating this into your entire workflow, that's gonna add some cost to your bottom line if that is something that you are looking to do. But I don't recommend that you do that, right? Because these specific edits, they cost money. Every time you're doing this service for a client, you are paying out of pocket in order to edit each individual image. So just like if you were selling a print, or just like you were selling retouching to a client, okay? My recommendation is that you have a package where you're applying this advanced set of editing to your images that you offer to your clients. This is something that we've been doing in our business pretty much for, I would say, 4 to 5 months. And the results for our business have been phenomenal, guys. It's a product that our clients absolutely love. Our best-selling product that we have by far over the last 4 months. It's got minimal costs at the time. Obviously, those costs are going to go up, and you're going to have to increase prices over time. But our clients do love the way that their images look. And I feel confident that I can deliver retouched images to my clients and specifically have them love the way that they look, because they are made almost to order in a sense. Do you guys want sky replacements? Yes or no? Do you guys want body contouring? Yes or no? How much skin smoothing do you want? A lot or a little? They can customize this, and they can actually, and we can apply these edits for them in the manner that they wish. And in addition to that, because we're charging for these services and it's not something we're giving away for free, which I don't recommend you do, because eventually those costs are going to catch up, and it's going to be very, very difficult for you to maintain that into your business model. I recommend that you create a package, whether it's a flat fee or a per image fee. I recommend a flat fee where you do these advanced edits, and that's what we call them in our business. We call them advanced edits. And like I said, since we've been offering this, it has been the best-selling product in our studio. We live in a digital age. Yes, we do a lot of prints. Yes, I'm still an advocate for albums and prints and all of those things, but our clients want digital photos. They want to share them on social media, and this gives us the ability to offer a high amount of retouched images for our clients and still cover our costs at the same time. So that's all I have for you guys today. What do you guys think about Evoto-AI? Do me a favor, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. And if you don't already, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. It helps a lot. We just passed 50,000 subscribers. I am really, really happy. And thank you guys all so much for your support. And we will catch you all on the next one.